Okay, folks, the holiday seasons are now upon us. If you've ever wanted to have old-time radio, then you better make a beeline to the oldtimeradiodvd.com website. Place your order today. You get extra bonus 127 cereals. These cereals sell for $4.99 on eBay and even higher on Amazon. So that's over $600 just for the cereals alone that you get, plus all the old-time radio shows and bonuses that were included there with the original. So don't be wasting time. Go to oldtimeradiodvd.com today, place your order, and get this wonderful collection for you, your grandparents, your mom and dad, whoever. It's well worth the $85. That's right, it's ridiculous. Go to oldtimeradiodvd.com today and place your order. You'll be glad you did.
This is your FBI. This is your FBI, the official broadcast from the files of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Tonight, the subject of our FBI file, Grand Larceny. Its title, The Skywayman.
Crimes are committed for many reasons: revenge, fear, ignorance, hate. But the greatest number are caused by greed. The dictionary defines greed as acquisitive desire beyond reason. But that definition does not explain why certain people are possessed by that unreasonable appetite. For the explanation, we must go to the field of psychiatry, which tells us that in the case of many adults, greed is a result of insecurity stemming from their youth. Insecurity which often is a result of a lack of affection by parents toward a child. Sometimes it is a result of overprotection of a child by parents. The insecurity coming when the child goes out into the world and finds himself unable to cope with a society which does not give him similar overprotection. This message is brought to you so that parents in the homes into which this program is coming may learn what they may do today to well determine whether or not a crime will be committed 10 years from now. Tonight's FBI file opens on the midway of a county fair. It is early afternoon as a well-dressed man approaches one of the midway games of chess.
Come on, anybody, you there, mister. Come on up to the counter. No, I don't want to play cards with you. Never gambled in my life, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you an amazing deck of cards. Come up a little closer, mister. That's it, right up to the counter. Now, let's say you've been losing to some rascal. You want to get even. That's human. That's natural. You bet this rascal $1 you can pick out the 4 aces without looking. You let him examine the cards. You let him shuffle them. Now, go ahead, mister. You shuffle them. Now, you leave the deck right where it is. That's it. You press down here, turn the deck this way, and the 4 aces come sliding out. Now, I could charge you $50 for this deck. I could charge you any price. But I don't want to be a millionaire. That's why I'm selling them cheap. $2. That's all it costs. And Hey, mister, come back. Al, where did you come from?
Well, son, if you hadn't been driving that customer away, you'd have seen me.
I thought that'd be my first sale today.
Do you have a report for me?
Yeah. We're not doing a job here.
No? Why not? Just tell me, where do they keep the money?
The manager's got a safe in his office.
If it's in his safe, the money's as good as trickling through our fingers.
No, it ain't.
I presume there's a reason for your pessimism.
Remember how you came into the fairgrounds?
Certainly I do. Of course.
That's the only gate, and the road from town is the only road. There's no getaway.
Ah, there must be.
Do you feel like gambling?
Well, if the proposition's attractive.
10 to 1, you can't figure one out.
Yeah, well, I'll just risk $5.
You got 50 to your 5.
Splendid, splendid. Now, you go back to amusing the populace with your mediocre pitch. I'll survey the premises.
That same afternoon, at the FBI field office in a city some miles away, Special Agent Jim Taylor approaches the desk of Agent George Bentley.
Hi, George.
Oh, hello, Jim. This is one fugitive we won't have to worry about for a while. He got 30 years this morning.
We've got a couple of new ones on our hands.
Oh, who?
A case the SAC just put us on. Several county fairs and carnivals have been burglarized in the past 6 months.
Yeah, so I saw in the bulletin.
Well, we know definitely the same safecracker worked in 4 different states because he left fingerprints behind each place.
That'd probably mean the loot was transported interstate.
Yeah, I guess so.
Any ident on the burglar?
No, but we do have evidence there are at least 2 men. A watchman up in Oregon saw them run after one of the burglaries.
How come we were alerted?
Well, as the watchman approached the shack where the safe was, he heard the burglars talking. One of them said something about coming here.
Oh. Where was the last job?
Oregon. Our office there is working on it. I thought we'd cover the transportation terminals here. If we find an ex-safecracker on any passenger list, it just might be a lead.
Hi, Betty.
Hi, Chuck. You done your jump?
Just now.
Pretty soft. One jump and through for the day.
Maybe through for good.
You retiring?
Might have to. Come on, walk me over to the office.
What's playing there?
Andy wrote to some carnies down south.
That where you're going?
Yeah, if we get a booking.
What happens if you don't?
We try something new, not eating.
You that broke?
I got about $6.50, and Andy's holding a 10 spot.
Maybe you can borrow some dough on the plane.
Anybody who would lend us money on that wouldn't have sense enough to have money.
Hi, kids.
Hi. How's old aches and pains?
Okay.
Andy, you been to the office?
Yeah, huh?
Any hot offers?
Nothing.
Well, something will turn up.
Fellas, why don't you get a new act?
We got one.
Well, sure. Didn't you see me come down on fire?
I mean a whole new act. Forget about the plane, the parachute. Start from scratch.
Betty, how long you been doing publicity?
10 years.
Then it'd be like me telling you all to forget your typewriter. We've been doing this act since Chuck got out of high school.
But in those days, it was a novelty to see a guy jump from a plane. Today, in a newsreel, 1,000 GIs jump with guns. Don't you see? You're selling a stale joke.
I'll see you both later.
Where are you going?
To the hangar to rest my bones. That's old-fashioned, too.
Guess you didn't like my popping off.
Oh, that was okay.
You sore, too?
Of course not. Go on, I'll buy you a drink.
Hello there. Greetings, Roy.
Oh, hi, Al. Sit down.
Thanks. Well,
Been over the whole layout already?
yeah. And the outlook seems to appear gloomy.
After this, when I say there's no getaway, don't bet me. Here, I ordered this drink for you.
Oh, thanks, John. Thank you. Good luck. Well, with whiskey like this on the market, I don't understand how the population keeps increasing. I took a little look at that safe in the manager's office during my stroll. I can open it with this piece of lemon peel.
Why eat your heart?
Say, how can they get that drunk in this kind of whiskey?
He ain't loaded.
He ain't. You mean he acts like that all the time?
Yeah, he's the guy who jumps from the plane.
The plane? Whose plane?
Oh, an old job him and his partner own.
Oh, what's that young man's name?
Chuck White.
And the lady with him?
Betty Kimball. She's a press agent for the show.
Oh, she appears to be leaving.
Hey, I thought you said dames and business don't mix.
I am not interested in the young lady, but I have a notion about Mr. White. I'll see you in good time.
Where you going?
I'm going to the bar to accidentally make Mr. White's acquaintance.
Tracking down suspects is never an easy job, and this case proved to be no exception. All that afternoon, Agents Taylor and Bentley collected passenger lists of trains, planes, and buses originating in Portland. Then the names were teletyped to Washington. Unfortunately, the work produced no affirmative results. That meant your FBI still faced the same problem. The job of apprehending two criminals without knowing their names, descriptions, or whereabouts.
George, we've got a lead.
What's that, Jim?
$5,000 of the loot stolen from the fair in Oregon had just come from the bank.
New money?
Yeah, and the Portland office got us the serial numbers. Here's a copy for you.
Mm-hmm.
SAC had me send those serial numbers to all transportation terminals.
Oh, fine. Here's a list in return.
Oh, what's this one?
Every fair, carnival, and amusement park in our territory.
Hey, that'll... Oh, I got it. Okay. Taylor speaking. Yes, sir, that's right. Oh, you know when you took it in? Was that the only one? Oh. Yes, sir, thank you very much for calling. George, I was the airline ticket agency. They took in one of the $20 bills on the list.
When?
Today, Mr. John Smith passed it. The ticket was for Auburn. The name is obviously fictitious.
Hey, there's a county fair at Auburn.
Good. George, will you notify them and clean up the other details around here?
Sure.
I'll catch the next plane.
Andy. Andy. Up and at 'em. Come on, come on.
The pain in the back of my neck.
Wait till you hear the news. I was at the saloon on the Midway, and I ran into somebody named Mr. Williams at the bar.
Yeah?
He'll pay us $300 to take him to Lake City.
In old-fashioned money?
Yeah, get up.
Oh.
Come on.
What shows is Mr. Williams with?
None. He missed his train back to Lake City, and tomorrow's his boy's birthday, so he's got to get home.
Yeah, I like that boy of his.
He already paid me. Look.
Where's Mr. Williams now?
Shopping for a birthday present.
When's he want to leave?
Sometime tonight.
Well, that'll give me time.
For what?
A way of healing my neck. A nice warm poultice of new $10 bills.
All right, you riffle the cards this way, and everyone's the 8 of diamonds. You say that's not a trick? Okay, try this one. Bet that rascal $1 you can cut the deck 10 times and always cut an ace. You say it can't be done? Well, just watch the deck.
I'll be glad to.
Oh, hi.
Son, did it ever occur to you that the lack of customers could be due to a poor product?
These rubes wouldn't pay a deuce for a key to Fort Knox.
I came to bid you a fond farewell.
The fair don't close for an hour yet.
I am acquainted with the schedule, but my plane is waiting. I'll meet you at my apartment.
What about the job?
Son, in this little black bag are not only the tools of my profession, but the former contents of the safe.
What?
An opportunity presented itself a few moments ago that was a little bit too good to pass up.
How'd you swing it solo?
Eavesdropping outside the manager's office. I heard him tell a party on the telephone that he'd be right over to judge the livestock.
Nobody saw you go in, did they?
I beg your pardon.
This is the first time I ever blew a 10-to-1 bet and liked it.
Well, I'll deduct the loss from your portion of the proceeds.
Okay.
Oh, son.
Yeah.
When the gendarmes arrive, don't be surprised if they assume the theft was committed by your devil-may-care compatriot.
Who?
Mr. Chuck White. When I finished work, I left a memento for the police. A little wallet I borrowed from his pocket this afternoon.
And now back to the FBI file, The Skyway Man.
No child enters life a criminal. Yet today, approximately 1 person out of every 20 in the United States has a fingerprint arrest record in the Washington files of your FBI. In tonight's case, you see 2 of those people, an older criminal and a young man in his 20s. Each is a confirmed lawbreaker. Why? Actually, the sources of crime in America may be sought in 3 directions. In the abnormal personality traits of the criminal, in the general culture of American society, and in the abnormal physical or social conditions under which the criminal has lived. Of those, perhaps the most important is the last. the physical or social conditions under which the criminal has lived.